Hello, I hope you're all well. I'm Roddy Clark. I'm one of the assistant heads here at MECE. My role within the school is to oversee behaviour, attendance, and student engagement. We discussed in senior leadership that we wanted to reach out with you more consistently and periodically around updates that's happening on a daily basis within school. In this first instance, what I want to talk to you about is the tweaks and adaptations we've made to the school systems regarding behaviour and praise and rewards. I just want to share with you a number of different things and highlight some spotlights that the students have really excelled in. I'm absolutely grateful and pleased with them at the moment, how well they've adapted. And the first term has been an awful lot of information given to them and how we're looking to change and improve behaviour for learning in particular. To start with, I want to talk to you about the patrol and on-call system. This was in place before September, before I started within the role. But one of my challenges was to refine it and make it more efficient. As a result, what we've tried to do is put a three-stage system in place, which I want to talk through with you now and give you a rationale to why we're doing it. So at the arrival of every lesson, we've asked teaching staff to go through the MECE basics, which is the basic expectations for every classroom. If for whatever reason a child does not meet those expectations, stage one will be a formal warning, and that is a verbal conversation with the child. We have asked staff to use similar language and consistent language, so no matter whether students are arriving in maths or they're going to a lesson in PE, they are receiving the same experience with regards to expectations. That language is absolutely vital. We want to give the students an opportunity to understand what the issue is and how they can address it and how they can improve it. If that individual doesn't happen to improve that element of their behaviour, they will then move on to a stage two. Okay, and this is an on-call restorative. So a call will go out to the member of staff on patrol during that period. They will arrive, they will remove the child just to outside the door to have a conversation with them. They'll ask them what's going on, what's happening, and how the child feels like they can improve their behaviour in order to remain in the classroom. The aim of this stage is to have a different voice and also to resolve the situation and get that child back learning. Ultimately, if the expectations are still not met, that member of staff on patrol will be called back a second time. At this point, the child will be on a stage three on-call removal. The expectation is the student will need to take work with them, and the member of staff on patrol will escort them to a buddy room. We have utilised our very strong middle leadership group to ensure that we are setting that child up to get through the rest of that lesson and restart the next lesson fresh. We don't want children to hold on to negative experiences, negative behaviours throughout every single lesson. So as a result, after that, the bell goes, that particular student has been removed, will go back to their normal timetable and start attending their normal lessons. The consequence to a removal will be an after-school detention. And I really do support parents that are helping us at the moment and supporting that and really encouraging their child to attend if they're unfortunate enough to be issued with one. On the other side of that, I've been very, very clear with the students that all of these tweaks and any changes that we've made has to have a give and take model. I'm asking more of the students. I'm asking their behaviour to improve, and I'm asking them to really drill down into that level of maturity and understand that they are here to learn. What I also understand is that I have to give them a motivation. I have to give them a drive. I have to give them recognition to when they are doing things correctly, when they are doing things right. As a result, part of the give and take model, on the other side to the patrol system and the process, we've also got the contribution recognition praise element to this. So we wish to develop the students' confidence within the classroom through targeted questioning. We have a no opt-out mindset here at MECE. And whether the students are right or wrong, their contribution to lessons is valued. And actually, certainly as a teaching member of staff, I get a lot more information from a student who isn't quite giving me a perfect modelled answer, who is missing certain bits, because that gives me additional information on how I can teach them and how I can develop them further. As part of this process, this will happen to the students rather than them having to do anything. So every member of staff will target questions around the room. Now, we are trying to also combat passive learning. So I don't know, or a shrug of the shoulders won't cut it. Okay, we've tried to give a lot of CPD to the staff and how to manage this and how to really encourage the student to engage. Now, once they do that, they will receive a card. At the end of each lesson, those cards will be collected in, and all of the contribution recognition individuals will be logged on Bromcom. My target for the staff and the students when we launched this around about October half term was twofold. The first thing I wanted to do was ensure that all students have been recognised by February half term for contributing in the classroom. Moreover, I wanted 100% of the teaching staff to be using this system regularly and to be logging these on Bromcom for parents to view. I'm happy to tell you that only 2 weeks into this term, we have logged over 1,426 different contribution recognitions, which works out at around about 3.38 per student. So this early on in this half term, we have absolutely achieved the first target of all students receiving the contribution recognition. We are also at a point where the staff have started to embed this system and process within their teaching and learning strategies. And I'm also pleased to tell you that all members of staff are using this system and they have started to log these. And hopefully you've started to see that on your child's behaviour logs. More importantly, I want to talk to you about the why. When I started in September, one of my main objectives was within the school development plan, was to refine and strengthen the systems that already existed here. That is a longer process, and I want to reiterate the fact that the students have really rolled with it and they've really got on board with these changes, and they've worked with me. The welcome that they have given me, even over this short amount of time that I've been with the school, has been so fantastic, and I am very, very grateful to them, because changing schools is always a bit of a nerve-wracking thing. But everyone in the community here has made me feel welcome, and I really want to thank you for that. And now I'm absolutely on board with improving the school and making it the best we possibly can. Additionally, for the staff, refining these systems is to give them an opportunity to allow them to get on with what they're here to do, and that is to educate and teach our students the best to their ability. We want our students to feel valued, and I want them to feel their contribution matters. And I am very, very aware that some students who are maybe a little bit quieter, who don't come to the forefront, we need to ensure that there is a very, very strong safety net to recognise and reward these students more often, despite them not necessarily coming to our attention all of the time. It's those students that we absolutely are 100% committed to recognise and celebrate as much as we possibly can. Finally, I want to talk to you about the external feedback. How do we know that the intent, the implementation and the impact is actually working within the school? We've got a number of mechanisms around external feedback to ensure that this is happening. We've had the trust in for a number of days to give us a quality assurance review in various different areas, and one of which was the behaviour systems. Their feedback from the focus groups that they've run and the students that they've spoken to is that they are very confident that every member of the school at the moment has a really clear idea of the consequences and the reward system that sit behind the learning. Moreover, we've got a number of external support staff / visitors who come in a couple of times a week to support SLT in ensuring that we're on the right path. They were working with staff as well as the pupils to really give us some outsider external feedback on how things are going. With regards to the behaviour systems that I've talked about today, they are reinforcing what the trust have seen in the QA days, but also they are giving me some really important feedback around what still needs to be improved. And the one thing that is coming out is around the consequence system. Students will need to have more accountability for when they're getting things wrong, and making sure that they are sitting their detentions and they are understanding and reflecting on why they have been issued. With that in mind, okay, it's more important than ever that we continue to reward the right things, to reinforce the positives that every single individual in this school is going through daily. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, any queries, please feel free to reach out to me and I'll happily answer anything that you wish to have clarity on. I thank you for your time for watching this video, and I'm looking forward to meeting each and every one of you in the very, very near future. Take care.